A couple days ago at React Toronto, I had the privilege of sharing my current favorite tech stack that I've been using to ship my side projects. Most of you are familiar with my Next.js starter kit, and one thing I want to share, it's actually not this right now. And don't get me wrong, I love Next.js. I love the tools that I use in this starter kit. But we got something different today, kind of different. Same tools, but a different setup, and I want to share with you what my favorite stack is. So first, let's start with the framework. And it's not Next.js. And believe me, again, I say this, I'm a big fan of Next.js, but I've been super enjoying React Vite with PMPM and either TanStack Router or React Router v7. Now, we use Vite at work, and we use React Router v7. I kind of like TanStack Router better, but they're pretty much the same thing, to be honest. And I've been using PMPM a lot as my package manager. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been loving the experience. I've been loving writing client code, not having to worry between the separation of server and client and managing use client and server only server only stuff. It's been kind of fun. It's been kind of smooth. I've been enjoying React, and create React app is dead, right? So I use Vite, and if you go to the Vite docs, literally all you have to do is PMPM create Vite, and then you go through the installation process, and then I usually go with React TypeScript, right? So React TypeScript, Vite, we use TanStack Router for our routing, and what I love about TanStack Router is it's type safe through and through, and the way I use the routing is the file-based routing, right? So it feels like Next.js. I create a new file, and my route is there. So that's my framework per se. React, PMPM is my package manager, and then TanStack Router. Now for auth. Most of you already know this. I'm using Clerk for auth. And a lot of people assume because I like Clerk and I use Clerk that I'm not a fan of Better Auth. I actually like Better Auth. I have a video coming out on Better Auth soon. But the reason for my side projects in particular, I stick with Clerk is because Clerk has a generous free tier, but they also handle the transaction emails, right? When someone does forget password or someone does a magic link, I don't have to worry on setting up, a resend or some email service. They take care of it for me, right? And I really love that about Clerk, and the free tier is generous. Now, for my server functions, my jobs, my database, Convex is the way. And one thing I like about Clerk and Convex is they have this great integration where I can set up a JWT template, and basically I have access to the user's information in Convex, in the context. It's very simple and easy, and I can quickly show you in the code. So Convex handles all my server functions, all the long running tasks, database, very smooth. And honestly, you notice the power of Convex when you're using React versus Next.js. You can use Convex with Next.js, and I've done that before, but it just hits different with React. And finally, for payments, I am using Polar and not Stripe. And the reason why I'm using Polar, although they charge 1% more, is the Polar developer experience. The code that you have to write to set up payments for Polar is so simple. I'm just going to show you real quick. Let's go to polar.sh. Let's see, docs. Set up Polar with Next.js. This is how you set up your checkout. This is how you set up the customer portal. And that's how you set up your webhooks. That simple, that easy, right? So I rather pay 1% fees more, because I think with Stripe it's 3%, with Polar it's 4%. I rather pay the extra percent and get great developer experience than have to suffer and deal with Stripe. So this is my current favorite stack. I love it. It's simple, it's quick, it's very fast. And I'm going to show you an example of a project I built over the weekend. And I would say maybe 10, 12 hours of coding. And basically I built an image generator. You know how the Studio Gilby thing has been popping? I tried to recreate an image generator using Gemini, because GPT-4o, the API for the image stuff, is not available yet. Now, the image generation is terrible, but that's not the point. The point is how simple it was to just quickly build this using this tech stack, right? And then I have a credit system. I have payments. This actually doesn't look bad. That was pretty good, right? And I can go on my dashboard and I can see all the generations, right? It took me literally a few hours to build this, and I'm going to show you some of the code. So we're here on the project code. I have my source folder, my Convex folder. My Convex folder has this file right here, auth.config.ts. This is that JW template I was telling you about. If you go to Clerk, and I can show you quickly, if you go to, where's Clerk? Do I have Clerk opening up? If I have Clerk over here, and I'm just going to use, this project right here, and I click on configure, and I click on JW template, you can create one for Convex, but I already have one. This issuer key, all I have to do is just copy this, and then I pass it as an environment variable here. And what that does is, if I go to transactions, you can see here, const identity context auth get user identity. I get it straight in the Convex mutation from the context, and I get this because Clerk passes this over to Convex, right? So it's a seamless integration. I have my API routes here, right? You can see I have my webhook here. And in this one file, image.ts, I have all my functions, again, TypeScript, that handle all the image generation stuff. And then when we go to our project, when we go to source, and then we'll go to routes, I have this route. You can consider this to be like the layout, right? And then I have like the logo. This is like the nav bar with like the user credits, the user button. Outlet is like children, the application. And then I have my footer, right? And then I have my page for credits. I have my dashboard page, my home page, and then my success page. And with TanStack, what's cool is if a page is just static, it's just HTML, I can set SSR to true so that I don't have no loading, no flashing. It just loads the page instantly. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to share with you my current favorite stack. Let me know if you want me to turn this to a template that you can play with and build with. Again, I've been loving this. I've been enjoying this. It's been a great developer experience. And I think the reason why I've been using Vite a lot more is because I have to use Vite at work, at Tempo. And it's just been great. I've been having fun. I love it. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I got more content coming soon. I will see you in the next one. Peace.